Well, we're still here with Hello Downtown. We're doing another, just a continuation of our preview of all the amazing things happening in March. We've got a few really big events that happen annually in downtown Sioux Falls and in our whole community. But right now, we're going to talk about the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the 46th annual, in fact. And I am joined with Ryan Murphy, who's a community partnership specialist at Avera Health.
That's me.
What's your tie-in to the parade?
Our tie-in
Other than your whole family.
Exactly. Yes. Our family has been involved in this parade in one way, shape, or form since it began 46 years ago. So it's just, I think everybody, has that kind of thing that, your family did something and this was always our thing. So it's been special, and we're not the only one. There's been some great families, that have been part of this community for years and years and years. They've been beside us. Obviously, our Grand Marshal this year, Kelly Grogan, he's one of those that family has been there step in step with us all these years. So, it's kind of crazy, but I'm the chairman of the planning committee now. I am the third chairman in all these years. So yeah, it's a little stressful to think about that, but I got a great committee behind me and we're doing it. It's fun.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think, it's just a parade. No big deal, right? Put it on. It's not any work, right, Ryan?
Exactly. I was just on the way down, I was thinking of that. I don't know if people have a true sense of how much some of these events take to put on. I mean, I come from a theater background, so I love it. Because it's a show for me, and it is all that planning. It is, the meetings and the, getting everything together. And, for events like this, it's your sponsors, it's, your advertising, it's costume. I mean, it's just the whole everything. And then you get that magic of putting on your event, and it's wonderful. And to be downtown Sioux Falls again, like we have been for 45 years, we love it. This is truly our living room of the community. This is where we will always be. And it just makes sense. We love everything. And like I said, a great committee that, invest in me, and they believe it too. And this is just, it's fun. It's what we want.
Yeah. Yeah. The previous chair I know was the owner of a wonderful store that used to be in downtown, a gem, honestly, Mrs. Murphy's Irish Gifts, and your father.
It was my mom and dad. Yes.
Yes.
In full transparency. Yeah. They were, great downtown business for 25 years.
Yeah.
And some of these, you have the Jeff Dans, you have Zambros, you have some of these others that have just been in downtown forever. And somebody finally said, well, that's your parents too. And it took me back, but yeah, that was them. They saw downtown through a lot. And, it was a different, downtown back in the day. And it's, just like the, St. Patrick's Day Parade, it has been through downtown through a lot of changes. And then when you think about 45 years ago, what this looked like, and no, it's pretty special that, yes, they were able to, celebrate St. Patrick's Day on a business level and then on a family level too. And again, that's really what this event is truly about, is, gathering the families and just gathering our community together.
Yeah. And when at these meetings, it's fun. You got this little gavel. It was fun to see your dad hand that gavel off to you and have a kind of an official passing of the torch at a committee meeting.
Passing of the shillelagh. Yeah. Yes, it has been.
The shillelagh.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a classic. It's a classic Irish symbol. Your shillelagh, your walking stick, and it was actually an old war club, if you really want to get into the history of it. But no, it's truly one of those Irish symbols. And more along the walking stick side, that's one of the gifts we give to our Grand Marshal every year. So it's a pretty special, commemoration of them, and kind of say, there you go, your little piece of Irish history for you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's 46 years. I mean, every meeting is about tradition. I mean, that's really what this Irish kind of tie into it is as well. And so you just talk a little bit about why tradition is so important to the St. Paddy's Day Committee and the parade.
Absolutely. I think, again, be it your family, be it, I think this community, we do a great job of celebrating around here and coming together. And maybe you're starting a new tradition. Maybe you have a young family that, you're like, what's St. Patrick's Day? there's plenty of things from young to old that you can be doing. I always tell people, if you want to actually be in the parade, start that tradition. It's great. That's what our family obviously did 45 years ago. And we encourage it. I mean, it's going to the DTSF website and registering. There's no charge to register. We just ask that, maybe you have a Irish theme to it. And we ask people to purchase a $3 button that hasn't changed, in price for 45 years. But, I think that's the key phrase. And maybe it's something at home you want to start a tradition. Maybe you have little ones at home and you want to do a catch the leprechaun box and and trap them in that way. Maybe you want to try a new tradition of cooking something on St. Patrick's Day and trying a new food. I will go on record on the podcast here and say I'm pretty sure Irish soda bread could be the easiest bread to make. You probably have all the ingredients in your cupboard. Do it. I mean, you'll be like, I had no idea. It's a wonderful bread.
I think it's like 3 ingredients, right? Or 2
3 or 4. Yes, I guarantee you probably have them. So, and then again, maybe it's getting together. Maybe it's coming downtown, starting another tradition. Whatever it is. But that truly is what we like to play up, is the tradition side of this event.
Yeah, I think it's very evident. Let's get into a little bit more of your role as chair of the committee and kind of what that means. What is leading the parade and the associated festivities, the button sales and all of that mean to you, but also to the heart of Sioux Falls downtown?
To me, again, I'm just kind of the figurehead, I guess you could say, of the committee, but I enjoy it. I mean, I have a great support system, but they are the ones that I just lift up. I couldn't do it without them. So yeah, to get into some of the specifics, we have it downtown here. Like I said, it's been here for 45 years. The route we're going to run down Phillips Avenue, historic Phillips Avenue. You can't, get any better than that. 14th down to 2nd Avenue. Like I said, the button sales is just there are groups, and I think we're going to actually donate a display to the Old Courthouse Museum, but we have buttons from every single year. And it's just kind of our fun way to, commemorate the thing. We, again, like I said, it's $3. It's not going to break the bank. It's a great souvenir. It's something for us to just help pay the expenses and all that. But no, I think it's a great way to show things off too. So we run down, it's on Saturday. That's something we came across for years. The St. Patrick's Day parade was on the day. On whatever day St. Patrick's Day fell on. As you know, being downtown, it can be challenging to pull that off. And it kind of got to that point where we said, I think having on Saturday to gather families, to allow more businesses to work with the retailers and businesses downtown here, I think that makes more sense. And the city was on board with that. So you'll always find us on a Saturday. We like to go with the Saturday closest to it. So this year, the actual day is on a Tuesday. So we're going to fast forward a few days. We'll be on Saturday, March 14th at 2 p.m. downtown. And again, we just encourage everyone to come out. You guys do a great job with downtown and all the events. And as you know, some of them are your own that you're putting on. And again, completely free. If you don't want to pay a cent coming down here, you don't have to. You just get to come and enjoy our community, to gather down here. And again, that's what this parade is. You can just come on down, enjoy, gather your friends, gather your family, whatever it might be, take in the parade. But, on some of the events too that you team up with, like ours, it's run by a different, committee or organization, but it all means, we're still gathering here for downtown, and that's what we love. So we're proud of it. We encourage people to come out, but wherever you're at, whatever income, whatever, you enjoy about the day, just come on out. And, we're going to celebrate other, festivities and days down here in downtown Sioux Falls. And if you want to come out and celebrate with us, we would love it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too, as they come downtown for these events, especially as a low barrier entry event like this parade, because it is free to attend. There's been a lot of people who come away from this and say, hey, I didn't realize all these new businesses were down here, or I didn't realize that Uptown has just sort of exploded in the last couple of years. And so just getting another excuse to come downtown and be reintroduced to what is happening down here, it's a different place even than it was 3 years ago.
And we've always said that. And yes, there might be something that isn't specifically open on that Saturday at that time you come down, but you're going to recognize it. And that's what we always tell a lot of the business owners, that, hey, it's great exposure. People are going to see your space and everything. There's over 10,000 people coming to downtown on a Saturday, and in the middle of March. Usually it's decent weather. Sometimes it's been a little cool, but yes, I mean, it's great for us as the event organizers. It's great for downtown. It's great for all the businesses down here. So I think it's a great win-win.
Yeah. Well, last year's parade, beautiful weather leading right up to it, and then a snow storm kind of hit. And it felt a little lighter attended, but I actually just pulled the numbers from last year, 16,000 people.
I know.
We're on the parade route specifically, not just in all of downtown. That's not a small number.
I know.
On a quote unquote bad year.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. And we're proud of it. And, like I said, that's, what gathers us here. And you guys go through the same thing, Parade of Lights. I mean, it can be, one way or the other. And, you're checking in with all the weather people and, how is this going to pull off? But it all works. And
it does.
Yeah, it's just, it's special. It really is. And we're never going to, unless something catastrophic, we're not going to cancel the parade.
Yeah.
So
let's set the record straight. We don't, DTSF as well doesn't cancel events unless there's lightning, period.
Yeah.
Or tornado. We cancel for tornado.
Really. Yeah.
Sioux Falls, because it's first earthquake, we'll probably shut it down, but
exactly.
Snow, rain.
Yeah. We're hardy people around here. We can manage it. So
we should expect it. We've lived here for a while.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise.
I think the only one we did was obviously the COVID year. I was literally building the
global pandemic. That's on the cancel list too. Absolutely.
Got the call and Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go back to Kelly Grogan, your Grand Marshal for 2026. What about Kelly and his Irish heritages, his longstanding service to Sioux Falls made him the right choice for this? And how do you choose a Grand Marshal?
Great question. There is no truly set hard and fast rules about a Grand Marshal. You don't have to have the certain last name. You don't even have to be Irish. We're just kind of looking for some person.
He's got a good last name, though.
He does have a good last name.
Very Irish.
Yeah. Man, woman, doesn't matter age. We're just looking for somebody that represents, Sioux Falls, that is, cares about the event, cares about the community, so it's open to a lot of different, interpretations of that. Kelly's family, Kelly Grogan, the Grogan family, huge family in Sioux Falls here. They've been around specifically in the St. Patrick's Day parade. Again, like I said, since day one. I think it's pretty special. Kelly's own mother, Cleo, was our Grand Marshal. His older brother, Hugh, was also a Grand Marshal. So now Kelly, it's his turn and we want to lift him up. He was a former firefighter in the city here. Has also continued, to do some education with, medical training and, health screenings and everything. And then, to top it all off and to, get that tie into Sioux Falls or downtown, he is also part owner of the Roots of Brazil restaurant here in downtown. So if you have not been to that, it's delicious. And they're doing a great job over there.
But also deeply rooted in heritage.
Exactly.
A different heritage.
But
his family has both kind of represented, and it's just, they're incredible.
I know. And that's what I love about our community is, again, celebrating these cultures. We have so many. And again, be it your Irish side, be it your Brazilian side, whatever it might be, we can all come together and celebrate.
Absolutely. That's great. Let's go back to traditions as well. And I think one of the most beloved traditions of this event is painting of the Shamrock.
I know.
On Phillips Avenue. So can you just walk us through this tradition?
Absolutely. So, and this, a lot of these things, if you don't know, Sylvia Hankin was who started this event, all these years ago. And you see a lot of these, painting different things. So maybe obviously a lot of people are familiar with, dyeing the, river green in Chicago. And there's other communities that have done painting of the shamrocks. And she said, I think we could do that here. Let's try it here. And again, it's one of those, the specifics, we always do it, a few hours before. So we'll start about 11 o'clock on that Saturday. First National Bank, we've been, there for a long, long time. They let us use their lobby to do, some of the proclamations and talk about our Grand Marshal, kind of kick things off. And then about 11:20 or so, we'll kind of get outside and do the actual painting. And again, right at that intersection, 9th and Phillips. But it is, again, it's one of those, like, it's a symbol. It is, again, gathering us. And yeah, young, old. I mean, I think it's, if you get the chance to grab a broom and to get out there and paint it, it's something you'll always remember. And that's what we love, is just watching those, kids, grab a broom for the first time and be able to get out there and get a little green on their shoes. And it's fun. And it just, I think everybody knows the shamrock symbol. It is a great way to just kind of say, here we are, Sioux Falls. We're going to kick things off now and let's get this thing going.
Yeah. And I think it must be temporary paint. I don't remember seeing it for much longer after the event.
Yeah. We definitely use just kind of a temp paint, and hopefully, again, it's decent weather. I think last year our paint was almost freezing as we were putting it down. So, we've had years where we're still trying to get the mix just right and everything, so it doesn't stay forever, but it's enough that it sticks for a little bit to show it off. But we're getting there.
Are there any other traditions that people just wouldn't necessarily know about if they just have come to the parade? Is there, I know you do the buttons, and there's I think 605 running is involved with 605
Dunning Ruzza race. Yeah. And what we've actually started with our committee is like trying to add something every year now. So last year we came up with the idea of, like, you see some of the buildings downtown and, across the community saying, what if we tried to light up some of these things green? Obviously I think people know the Arc, just another block away here, and obviously the falls, but we said, let's take it further. So we started an initiative that we call Painting the Town Green. So we worked out a deal with the cathedral just up on the hill, and we go up there and we put some gels over their lights and everything. And we're able to light up the cathedral in green. And you'll see that across, like, when you think of other big celebrations across, the world, and you'll see things lit up like that. So now our cathedral is the same, and you'll see castles over in Ireland. You'll see, big landmarks in other, countries and everything. So now we're kind of bringing that here and saying, what else can we do? And so you'll see other buildings, and we got about 4 more kind of in the downtown area this year that we're going to do. But again, you talk about from Architecture Incorporated to the Pavilion to the Arc here to the Falls. We got a new sponsor for that with Central Bank. I mean, just all these things. It's turning the town green. So we love that whole aspect of it. And then another fun thing we just started that will become a tradition is we got our own mascot now we just had a committee meeting, and like we said, there's just something about a mascot that it doesn't matter, young, old, it kind of breaks everything down, and you're just like, I love this character. You turn into a kid again. So you'll see Sean the Leprechaun, our new mascot, running up and down, the parade route. He's going to kick things off for us. They'll have some giveaways for people. It is just, again, that's our new thing this year, to really say, here we are. This is all about, a new fun tradition for us.
Yeah, I think maybe next year the committee needs to go to Ireland and do some research.
I 100% agree.
Is that in the budget anywhere?
We'll work that in. Yeah.
Okay,
we'll get a sponsor for that.
That's perfect. Can we break it down just on street level side? You got families who have been coming down for 46 years now, shoulder to shoulder with friends and community members. What does it mean from a community standpoint of an event like this?
Yeah, again, I think it is one of those things that, like I said, it brings our community together. It's the families, it's the businesses. It's, this year we're going to see obviously some political people down there, that are going for, a mayor of our city to, governors and everything. But again, and sometimes it's just, you wouldn't even know about, this business or organization until they come out, and kind of, it's that front facing, time for them to get in front of people. So like we said, the numbers are huge. It's great advertising for a lot of people. But again, it's got that great mix. We like to say, probably next to the Parade of Lights, and the city will say it too, that we got a great number of floats and a great number of like representation by just community members. So it's just a way to celebrate, and we love it. It's just, the green, the shamrocks, everything, the music. I mean, that's what we are, just in love with about this event.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. This is actually, along with like the Summit League and these other events that are happening in March, I think the community is itching to get outside. It's been a long winter every year.
We've always kind of said that about the event. It's almost like an unofficial spring break and everything. And it's that time of year when kids are kind of going on spring break. But yes, usually the weather's turning nicer and like, okay, let's get out, let's celebrate, let's do something. And so, yes, we think we're just a part of that. I mean, like you said, Summit League, all these other great events going on in town. It's like, let's get out of the house. And we've been kind of cooped up and cold for too long. So let's go have some fun.
Yeah. And we kind of view Parade of Lights as sort of the kickoff to the holiday season, really, or the Christmas season. And yeah, it really has been that way. You see patios starting to open up in downtown. You see people just a little more comfortable coming out. You see a lot more hotel stays. I think, again, even on the reports I was just pulling, you see a lot of hotel stays and regional kind of draw for this particular weekend.
Yeah. And again, we know all those people that come in town just for this and everything. It's another great, thing to get them here and kind of say, yeah, let's go explore. Let's, spend some time in Sioux Falls. And we love it. That's what, it's not just only a Sioux Falls thing. It's definitely a regional pull from a lot of people to come here.
Yeah. So beyond those metrics, how do you measure the success of a parade?
Yeah. I mean, it is one of those, we're sometimes so involved and, you are seeing, just kind of this snapshot. But I think, the biggest thing for us is if you stand at the very front, like right when the parade starts and it's just enough of a hill and you look and it's kind of right by Kell Land there, like 13th and Phillips, and you look down north on Phillips Avenue and you just see this sea of people just lining the thing. And you kind of go from ground all the way up, to the, people in the buildings and everything. And it is just, that's what makes it for us. And we feel like we've succeeded as a, planning committee and just all that hard work and everything. And you try to like kind of guess numbers and everything. And that's what we thank you guys for. It's kind of putting a few more actual hard, data to it. But that's what really pulls it off for us, is just seeing the crowd come together for us.
Yeah. Yeah. We were kind of joking before we turned the mics on about the Smithfield announcement earlier in February here. And we were kind of joking that now the parade route needs to double, so, but what events like this, like the parade, how do they connect to like why it's important to invest in downtown?
Again, like I said, I mean, this is our living room. This is where we're all going to gather, and it only makes sense to, right? I mean, you've done a great job of creating that. And again, it's that welcoming atmosphere from the businesses to the events to everything that just happens here. And we want to come down. We want to gather as a community. And is this just one kind of blip in the calendar? Absolutely. We think we're proud of it, but it is that whole everybody coming together down here. And I think it's just, with that news, it's just going to continue to grow. I mean, this is where people, want to gather, and it's just meant to be.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, our organization is so thankful that someone else is putting on a parade and an event. The more people that put events on down here is incredible. We're a tiny team. We do around 15
I was on the team. 20 years ago, I'm going to date myself.
On the DTSF team.
I worked for DTSF. I was the special events director.
We have a side episode we need to have now. I know. So yeah, you were the events director?
I was.
Incredible. I had no idea.
Yeah. So on top of the events you do, it was hot Harley nights. It was hot summer nights. It was Automania. It was, I was from all the planning. Again, I know how it all works. That's probably why I got picked to help chair the committee and everything for St. Patrick's Day. But I was, at everything, and I would be the last one still picking up trash at 3 a.m. down here in downtown Sioux Falls and making sure, again, when you come to work the next day, you shouldn't even see a thing that happened and everything. And it's just back to business, and it's all good. So
now there's an ambassador program who can help with some of that.
I know. Now it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
You guys
we're still picking up trash after a parade, but yes. Well, just to kind of land this plane, close it out.
Absolutely.
For anyone planning to attend, walk us through the must-know details, highlighting you kind of mentioned there's a new sponsor involved. Let's talk about them a little bit. Other partners, the dates, the times, where do we get a button?
Absolutely. So yes, first I gotta say, hats off to, we got a presenting sponsor this year, Central Bank of Sioux Falls. They stepped up big time. They believed in us. We got a list of other sponsors, but huge thank you to Central Bank. They really are the ones we need to say, you guys, we couldn't do it without you. So you will see the falls lit up. They are going to help. That's part of their sponsorship from Friday, the 13th, all the way through St. Patrick's Day. That'll be green for them. But some of our other sponsors, yes, they've been with us for years. We got obviously First National Bank, Avera, Tate Tavadol, First Premier, Dakota Beverage has been great. Burwell and Associates, Hagen Wilkin, Archer Law, Jack Rose came on board this year. McGuire, Fegan Construction, First Interstate Bank, the Blarney Stone. You talk about where you're going to, get a button. My first, responses say, yes, head down to the Blarney Stone. They got them down there. 605 Running Company has some, and then the Cookie Jar also downtown. So 3 great downtown locations to get that. And then to get into the actual details, like we said, Saturday, March 14th is the big day. So we're going to kick things off 11 o'clock. We'll do the painting of the Shamrock. Again, that 9th and Phillips area right by First National Bank. We'll start things there. You get a little bit of time to kind of regroup and everything. And then 2 o'clock will be the official start time of the parade. And again, that's going to run straight down Phillips Avenue from 14th all the way to 2nd. Greg and his crew, they'll be doing their run and everything right before that with the 605 Running Company, the Lucky Sevens. So watch for them. But yes, everybody gather. I want to say, usually about that 1:30 time, if you're just coming down for the parade, that gives you enough time to kind of find a parking spot, get your location set and everything. But we will start things off right at 2 o'clock. And we just invite you to come down. If you still want to register, there's still time, dtsf.com events. That's where you'll find it. And along with that, you're going to find the rules for the thing, the parade map and everything. So yes, if you don't know, go to your dtsf.com website. Everything's there. So
awesome. So people can still get a float in.
Still time. Yep. Jared just sent me, the list of entries. We're doing good. There still is a little bit of room and, we'll keep things all square, but absolutely. If you think this is a new tradition I want to start, absolutely join us. Make it happen.
Awesome. And the parking ramps are free on the weekends in downtown.
Yeah.
No reason not to stick around all day and go for a run, buy a button, paint a Shamrock.
Downtown. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Head over to the Blarney Stone.
You can do that too.
That's great. Well, thank you for joining me on Hello Downtown, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Brandon. It's been great.